one way, and that's west. So, start with the usual thing. I saw this jungle last time and thought, oh great, well, maybe it is. Great over there. Anyway, this is done on a phone. You might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to prevent that, but it comes at the cost of some control, like walking into trees, buildings, pits of death. And in the last couple episodes, I've been wondering why the audio on this game seems rather... well, actually the last episode, the audio seems to be rather almost non-existent. It's got to be game related because everything else on my phone sounds normal. But I noticed in my, when I was putting the video together, everything sounds a bit thin too. Again, it's got to be the game itself because, again, in troubleshooting, I found that everything was okay with everything else. Everything sounds normal. Everything is clear and loud, but not the game. And the funny thing is, Windows 10 version of the game sounds just fine. That hasn't changed. I have a feeling maybe this game was just too loud and they knocked it down. We tried to get to the 7750 kilometer block and we failed because nothing but mountains. We had some cooperative terrain, but it wasn't all that often. It is a Wednesday. The whole day may be rained out. So we'll get a jump on what we were hoping to get last time and maybe be able to get it so the next episode we can be in the 7,800 kilometer block. Getting close to that 8 million. Although 8,388,608 is the last traversable block. So, when we get to 77,488,608, we'll be 40% of the way through the last million traversable blocks. And we're getting big ocean, which definitely will help get us further and faster and make up for lost time as we have finally crossed over the 7,750 kilometer barrier. Jungles are a question mark. The thick ones are bad because monsters can spawn in half light, which stinks. Doesn't follow the new lighting rules. New as in when caves and cliffs became a thing. Alright, that's going entirely in the wrong direction, but it doesn't look like it's spreading further, so... then it is. But maybe there's a river flowing through it. Gotta waggle the boat, because out this far you have to travel at least 5 blocks per second, well, a little more than that, in order to move forward. Which is why when we start moving on foot, we have to jump because, the whole jump run, the running jump thing, where if you hop, you go faster, like this, and it breaks that 5 block per second barrier that we need in order to break in order to move. Once we get to that 8,388,608, then we are okay. Alright, this is not the most ideal way, but we're gonna do it. Or keep making me waste stuff. Yep, move the player. Come up here, see if we got any smithies or anything of value. And again, we're way past the point of I like to try to keep it as close to the equator as possible to eliminate mathematical glitches. Because at 256, that is actually enough to cause movement issues. But it's actually a very, very insignificant thing. Like, if you're sneaking and eating while moving, if you're you'll be unable to move if you're like 0.05 or some sort of degrees off axis in terms of not staring at blocks dead on. Did I waste my time? Yeah, maybe not. Then there's another village over there. Alright, it's getting dark, so I mean, we'll go through the effort, board the boat. It's heading in the right general direction. More. There we go. Keep going. Break. There's a village up here. We know it. I can switch to sword, the thing that I pressed. Yep, move the player. Very important. free bed. Plus, if we were to die, we have a village that we can steal from. We don't need any beds. We've maxed out our inventory on that. I don't see any smithies here, so almost flew off the edge there because I drifted. Okay, we can move. Gotta keep an eye on the clock, although alright, how about we go in the direction we're pointing? Which the game don't like doing, because, whoa. Didn't seem to be a pit of death, but it was a pit. Okay, how about we let the player move? Alright, we got an ocean here. And we can jump when jump button's pressed. Alright, it's somewhat getting close to break ending, so Dave Grohl down there. Do is place a boat right here. And I repeat this because somebody who needs help sleeping might want to use this video to help and may not have watched any of these. We have to quit either immediately after a sleep or in a boat, because during a sleep you're placed on an exact half block increment, and if we are not at an exact half block increment, you better be on something that is a block or bigger in size, like a boat, because if you're not, you can fall through the world and die. So it's a safety thing. Sometimes I am in a rush and forget to do that, and I've been getting lucky. Well, especially since they changed how things work. Like you're supposed to and be placed on exact middle of a block anyway when you spawn back in. But it doesn't always happen, so best to be in a boat or immediately after a sleep in which you are placed there. Okay, enough rambling on. It's time to call it good and probably be back for the second break. See you then. And we're back. Second break. A little brighter outside, but it's still raining. Not holding out too much promise for lunch, as it's a narrow band, but it's not moving. It's not moving in favor of the narrow part coming and going. It's in favor of the width. So, yeah, apparently the prediction is probably even maybe early break next time too. On Thursday, that is. But that's a stretch. It's possible, and if it is, it's not supposed to be long thereafter. But today, for sure, unless we get lucky and there's a break. Alright, I'm gonna go way off again. It doesn't seem to like me going straight. Likes to take me way off axis where the precision errors add up. It's a ridiculous angle, but at 256 it's enough to cause issues in that direction alone. Never mind the 7.5 million. Close to 8, should I say. Now, we're not at the 256, so Yeah, the 128 precision air, it's just like if you travel at the same angle where it stops moving at 256, you might see, apparently you might see a very tiny jitter. Not 100% sure on that. And of course we have to have big mountains because, hey, we're getting a head start. Why keep the advantage? Unless this continues on towards another mountain. Wow, there's no winning. Probably just stops. Yeah, it just stops. So let's get out over here. Yeah, I know I say I jinx it by saying it, but it appears that if I just ram the boat into the ground and then just keep paddling, I will wind up. I'll wind up in line with the boat and not to the side of it. Alright. How about jump? Game loves to ignore that jump button. And like I said, on Windows 10 I notice it likes to do that too. Go. Yeah. Break that. And go forward. I just wanted to be sure it wasn't getting dark. At least when it gets thick in the pine trees, monsters don't spawn. It's just those forests where they kind of do. Alright, we've gone a little far. There's that. I did it faster than I could say it, but used the tree that was under it to slow down the fall. And now we're into that. Let's move those so they're more together. Alright, yeah, okay, we can jump. Don't want to get too close to the ice because then that means we have no ability to move. Over here. Oh. Made it to a slightly higher block, which is good. And that's just so we can get a little closer to where the mountain isn't mountainy. They use the same terms they do. Now with more mountainy mountains. Break. Break. Okay, the sun's starting to set, and that is annoying as all hell. All right. hate that flickering. Go. Brake. How are we on stone? 59. We're pretty good there. We'll just grab a little more of this. Just gonna do a bit more tree hopping. All right. Brake. Are we going too far here? And just break those, not that it matters. Yeah, we took it a little too far. Notice how the precision error affects the snow. Yeah, we took it too far. Big Dave Grohl there. Yeah, not likely gonna happen there. Brake. As I've mentioned in other videos, and well, this will be the first time in this particular episode, I do not like how rain works in Bedrock. Because if it turns into a thunderstorm, it does not, the sky does not turn dark gray with black clouds like it does in Java, unless that broke at some point, because I haven't played Java in a while. Move the player. Oh, great. We do have thunderstorms. See, it doesn't look like a thunderstorm. Oh, it's one of those newer wolf variants that I haven't really seen. For a minute, I'm thinking, what the heck was that? No, over here. Let me slow down. Did not see that. We've had pits of death just come up like that. Zero warning. So I like to move now. I would like to move now. Brake. Yeah, the express elevator won't work there. Good idea or bad? Okay. It's okay. Not the greatest. Break. Break. Perhaps pressing the block might mean to break it. Boy, the game loves to ignore. Actually, we have water, but we're not there yet. One too far. Here we go. Slow it down. And now we can move a little bit. Good thing I saw that skeleton under the tree. We don't need coarse dirt. We also should have a bed in that hand, which... There we go. Fix that. I don't know how much more we can go. And just to play it safe. This breaks about over again. And I do not see any land. Well, it's popping up over there, but it's... care more about over there. Yeah, ramming the boat and continuing to press forward when you hit land, it puts you behind the boat. Alright, good enough. And just cock it slightly in the right direction that we need to go, because sometimes I forget. Although I look at the number before I commit to whether we're right or wrong. Anyway, probably going to see you during lunch. So, see you then. Very likely. We're back. It's lunch. It's raining. Kind of expected that. I'm getting a jump. So, if we get uncooperative terrain again, we should be able to buffer the losses, hopefully. This would be a perfect time for the sunset, because outside of any exposed, maybe not, I don't know, if outside of any exposed lush cave systems in mushroom biomes like those, monsters won't spawn. And if it's big enough, we can continue during the darkness, worry-free, till we get near the end, and at that point we put down a bed. We've done that, I think, twice. Kind of reminds me how oddly enough, of the rare structures, a woodland mansion, way back, we're talking early game here, a woodland mansion appeared before a jungle ruin appeared. And being that the mansion is such a much more rare occurrence, it was just weird to see that of those two, the mansion was the first thing to pop up. And I think when we hit the 2 million block precision error point, because it was right there, it was right when a precision error degradation occurred, where the second woodland mansion showed up, and we had countless more of the and see, I didn't ram the boat into the side. Oh, just like, yep, pressing, and nothing. Oh, good. See, I mean, might as well start being, might as well start obstructing progress now. Alright, ram it in. Oh, that didn't work that time. And it seems somewhat pointless, but of course the big objective is to make the big number bigger as we go. So sometimes I will, even if it seems pointless, keep moving in that direction. Did I see a village? No. Good enough. It's getting dark. Bedtime. There it is. Yeah, so very early in the morning tomorrow, maybe we won't be, weather might not be clear, but I know it will be ultimately, because it's supposed to clear up well before noon, and we can move the player. Like, press jump, jump should happen. I think this game, and I mean Bedrock Edition as a whole, has a difficulty with the concept of jumping when jump is pressed. Because Windows 10, I have the same issue. Of course, it's the Android version. And the weird thing the Android version has, and it definitely appears in quite a few of these videos, is when the frame rate sputters. And I'm talking about not the jitter that you're seeing now, but if you're rotating like I am, like I just did there, although it wasn't for example, it was because aiming for that. There'd be a bunch of missing frames, and it looks like you're shaking more than you are turning. That seems to be an Android thing, because the Windows 10 game never does that. Mangroves. I mean, fortunately for mangroves, the half-light rule does not play. Monsters aren't supposed to spawn in anything unless the light level is exactly nothing. which is still very dark. It's not totally dark, but it's very dark. And how about this? And jumping. I'm going to try to stay to the side of it because it's a lot easier to navigate. Yeah, that went all right. Like jungles and the roof forest, it's a pain to go through, but at least, like I said, it doesn't, you're not limited to, not limited, half brightness doesn't cause the monsters to spawn in. But as the sun does set, it gets darker earlier and monsters could spawn. A little more likely that would happen. Speaking as I think, can you tell when that happens? And nice jump. I literally pressed it twice. Smack dab on the button. No good there. I just want to... Are we serious? Can we jump? Relatively cooperative terrain. Why could we not just let me move? Wasn't the most cooperative, but it was cooperative. And try to avoid the jungle because the thicker ones do follow the half-light rule, where half brightness and dark, regardless of the time of day, the bad guys can be there. Don't want that. Well, it's the best of the worst. It's either the jungle or the roof forest. I would rather take jungle. And it looks like there's no wind. So there is absolutely no way out of this. Oh, maybe there is. Or at least bypass a good chunk of it. Hopefully. Flirting with the 256 there. And there we are. Doesn't look like either way's a winner. Now this is my lunch break, so I gotta really pay attention to the clock. Because unlike the regular breaks, which I don't try to go over, but these definitely don't, because every minute I go over I lose money, and being there's no overtime, that hurts a lot. And this time it didn't matter which way, so long as the boat returns. I was not aiming for that block, but that's the one it took. I think we can go with these for now. Go, move for one position, and away we go. We can jump. Oh, I already see an exit out of this biome, which is great. And we can move the player. Wow. That was a pretty good run. Okay, how about now we move the player? Alright, so we'll put a bed there. Grab a bed. Make some torches. Get rid of junk. Alrighty. Let's switch back to these so that a mountain with a snow cover will return. Yeah, we don't want to go this way. Nice jump. And by that, I actually do mean that was a nice jump. Just like that one, well, yeah, I mean, it did what I wanted it to do. It just didn't land where I thought it would. So, again, that was actually a pretty decent jump. I see the ocean. How many do we have? We only have 11 of these now. There we go. I mean, we're not going to spend all day doing this. In fact, we're stopping there. Yeah, I missed the button. Yeah, I missed the button that time. Alright, so less than 10 minutes left before I have to call it good. Now he's getting a little mountainy. This side might be too, but it's more gradual, so good with that. It's actually alright, but yeah, a little less maneuvering over here. Of course, what I was trying to do, and I was just making sure the jump button actually worked there, is if we drop a couple blocks in terms of elevation, like here and there, I try to jump, because as you can see when we do go down, we don't stop. If we just naturally drop down, we stop moving forward till we hit the ground again, which is a little, it just slows things down. I want to keep things moving. Can we hit the 77, 60 kilometer block before we're done for the day? It's a stretch. I mean, ooh, got lucky there. Yeah, and the answer's probably no, because we found a village. Villages can be good, but they can also be bad. They could be a total waste of time. They could be a lifesaver, but when checking out a village, we lose time. But they're very important. Max out our bed count. Alright, we're just looking for smithies. I don't think we need a bed or one. Oh, we need more than I thought. Yep, we can jump. I wasn't playing swing the sword. I was pressing the jump. Alright, that building I don't think has anything we could use. We can head down this one. Oh, yep, I stopped at a useless building. From this side, you couldn't tell. Yeah. Alright. The house is not useful, I think. Wait a minute. Okay, we can get one more. We'll waste one for our lousy half drumstick, so we can get a full run stack and a little more experience. Alright, that shouldn't be there. Let's just change it up a little bit. There we go. Whoa. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, don't jump when I press the button. Bad. Anyway. Alright, less than 1,000 to go. Can we do it? We have very little time left. Alright, about 1/8 of the way there. Oh, we got another river. That helps. Especially if we move the player. That actually helps too. And go. Is this safe? This does not look it. How about the sword? This is not really good. Yep. I mean, this is not ideal, but... Alright, so let's... oh, of course, I choose the one that has the vine that's obstructed. Ooh, river, again. Place. Alright, I'm going to have to call it good when it's time to sleep. We ain't making that. It ain't gonna happen. Not by a long shot. Can't say we didn't try. Can't really say the game really threw much of a monkey wrench into the plans. I guess you can only ram the boat into the... You know, we'll just stop here. That way we'll be on an exact half-block increment and safely can continue next time. So until said next time, see you then. This is the part where you sleep. This is the part where we sleep. There we go. See you then. And we're back. It's washer-dryer phase, but... Okay, how about... It's washer... Okay, let's try cooperation now. New thing. Press, do job. Anyway, it's a week later. And that's because, as I've said last year, and since I know people hop in and out of these things or might be new, realizing they could use a video to help them fall asleep, when there's an episode of Watch Me Suck at Mini Golf to be made, as in edited, I have to I have to make concessions somewhere, and making an episode of this is what I give up. So that's why you didn't see one last week. And the mini golf videos don't come along terribly often. It's usually one, then maybe another one. Well, I should say usually another one right after, and then the finale, which could go as long as three or four in a year. The opener, which happens near home, which is a single course. Then someplace we haven't been before for the mid-season. And then finally, depending what happens, and I think I know now, is used to go to Kimball Farms in Westford, and they have 2 courses, and we end the season by doing them both. And there's nowhere to go. We have to go way off the axis here. I do not like the these, and there's not a way out. At least over here there's some kind of egress, and I don't like. Okay, can we turn to the side that's good? Or at least get to a point where we can see something that's... Well, nope, that's not a thing, because that would be wrong if it were. But I see a river, so let's boat. Or I hope it's a river. Nope, it's not. Or it might be. I don't know. Alright, I'd like to... Okay, I can't move the player. I want to move. So we gotta ride the boat just to... Nope, we can't go that way. There's nowhere to move. And we're jumping. Oh, that hasn't changed. Working on a mega project on the 50th birthday world, which I have mentioned before. And yeah, it seems jump is a command the game is very dead with, because Windows 10, even there, I've pressed jump numerous times and nothing would happen. And how about a way to move would be... boat. So yeah, that's why you didn't see a one-way last week, is because the time I have to make the mini golf videos is the same time I have to do this. And this is actually being done on the day that I normally process the videos, on Sundays. Although we have a holiday here in the United States, Labor Day, which is Monday, so I'm not sure, maybe I might just process it then. But then again, I usually I usually on major holidays do a little basement bowling. In we go. And this, yeah, I don't like this biome, but this one seems to have some open areas, which is good. We can move the player. And we can go. we can go. I mean, that wouldn't have been super bad, but then again, the drowned could have got in the boat and we would have to try and kill it. How about we move the player? We haven't done that at all today. And garbage. And not where I wanted to be. Sometimes that... Alright, we're gonna do this. And, nope, I was moving the player. Let's try moving the player. At least in Windows 10 that isn't always an issue, but sometimes it is. I get it that this far out it's a little tougher to move, but break. But I mean, commands, can we at least do that? Yep. Let's eat the food while we're at it. Yeah, I know I've brought it up a few times, but they definitely changed the volume of this game. It used to be a bit louder than this. Mountain, perfect, just what we don't want to see. Not where I want to be right there. Not where I want to be. Of course it's going to do everything but what we need it to do. Alright, we need to be moving. New idea. Move the player. Of course that failed. There's no other reason. Now we're going to try it again. This time we're going to make it work. No, you won't. Why? Because you just don't cooperate. And we can move. Yeah, it's important to move. We're in a bad spot. Move. Definitely getting dark. I would like to move the player now. Alright, let's do one thing correctly now. Move the player. No, I did not swing sword. I wanted to jump. Oh, zombie. Okay, we can move. Alright, not the direction we want. There's no winning direction at all. There isn't a way. So we made one. Yeah, we're through with those, because they are. We'll use this next tree as a means of getting somewhere. Not the direction I really want to go, but I got enough of this dirt. We'll just grab some along the way here. We get what we get. Break. Brake. Perhaps we're braking when we press the brake button. Imagine that. And yes, the cardinal sin of leaving trees floating. But I need to move. But we don't plan on sticking around. We're just trying to get somewhere. And jumping. Well, that wasn't going to work. But that should have worked. I mean, I literally saw the jump button change color, and I'm not swinging swords, I'm pressing jump. And X. And it's over. Okay, how about we stay on course? There we go. Nice jump. Glad you didn't do it. Wonder if that's a new feature. Jump button now might jump. That direction I do not want to go. Again, hit jump, nothing happens. want to stay away from the icy parts, which, well, apparently we're in anyway. And we can... Okay, there we go. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Yes, good whoa. Jump. No, I didn't. We need to get around this. How about we move the player? And we can move the player. We can move the player. Alright, we'll skip trying to keep heading towards the 0 on Z. Just so we can survive. Alright, and we can go back to this, pressing X. This way. Junk, junk, junk. X. 3 or 4 times. That way, maybe it will respond to one of those presses. Tag a corner, then of course jump not helping by not doing its job. Why would we do that now? We can move the player. Okay, this is I don't like. Oh, that was actually a... Well, okay. It looked small, which it was, but that's where the game likes to hide some pits of death. Long way down, but I do like seeing that. And player can move. And we can move. Slowly. Yep, break. And move the player. There we go. Yeah, this is not the one we had to worry about. It's this one. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a drop here. Are we really getting dark already? Yeah, we are. So this is being done the day we normally process these videos. In fact, I might just actually do it today. While it's processing, I got kitchen cabinets I'm painting. Oh. Well, yep. Bad. Boat. And turn. Hopefully there's a river going this way, and it looks like it is. Finally. Finally some movement. So counting down the final 1,000,000 blocks. We're trying to get to the final. We're counting them down. We'll be 40% of the way through the final 1,000,000 traversable blocks when we get to... And we should get there today. Is... 77,88,608. Be 40% of the way there. And we'll just make this. I thought I saw something, and I did. We could use that, and the smithy right there is also something we could probably use. Nice jump. Glad the jump button worked. Yeah, you know what? We kind of need these, so we'll just do that anyway. And break. Ooh, an iron ingot. Wow, that was worth it. Not enough. Let's see, 64, yeah. We have too much food, so the farmer is useless right now. And, okay, we started there, of course. Oh, no, useless building. Never mind. Then we can move the player. Of course, that did what it did, because we needed the bed. Useless building there. And jump. One more place. Of course, when I need these guys, they're never around, but when I have too much food in inventory, they're everywhere. And move the player. Move the player. Again, backtrack slightly. That jump is pointless. Jump. Though it didn't matter too much anyway, but still when I press the jump button and nothing happens, it's not good. I see a different biome. Although, yeah, for a little bit we kind of did. And forward. And heading negative again. I don't think we're going that much further, though. We might flirt with the 256. In fact, we're going to go past it a little bit. Yeah, I don't seem to notice it's screwing up as much. At 4 million and change. Yep, over here. How are we on coal anyway? X. Move the player. Brake. Might mean brake. Brake. Good enough. Alright, that's a lie. Nope. Did not see that one coming. Anyway. This might be a lie. If we actually have a river flowing through, that would actually be pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna go backwards a little bit. Yeah, portal, but nether portal, ruined nether portal, but no, don't care. Not that much. Again, the sun's going down. What? I know it goes down at set times, but it seems to be time's just going by so much faster than it usually does. Probably because things aren't as mundane as they usually wind up being. It's either a slog fest or move fest. It's getting a little... Okay, that was interesting how that happened. Oh, we have full beds. Let's have a blue one this time. It has to be slightly different. Waiting for that to touch the horizon, and then we can sleep. There we go. Sometimes I can sleep a hair before, sometimes it's a hair after. Generally, when the sun touches the horizon. And oh. Look at him seeing. Should have went the other way, and I didn't. Now get off here. Sword. Break. Oh, we need that. I chose to stop there. I didn't know if that was going to be a pit. Wanted to play it safe. So this is being done on the day that we are normally processing these videos. So I got watch me going while the washing machine's going. There's usually these mountains that are kind of plateauish. Usually aren't that bad. Especially if the player can move. Of course, I chose the wrong way to go. That's the way it usually goes. We could have got up here much faster, but we didn't. Because that time we can blame it on poor decision making. I see a way out, but we need to get there. Alright, that was painful. We can move the player. Actually, that second drop was a good thing. Alright, a little bit of a Dave Grohl there. Alright, we're in pretty good shape now. Alright, that wasn't that big of a drop. I thought we were going to Dave Grohl it there. So I try to keep the guy moving by jumping if we're going down a block or two. Alright, we can get away with this. Is it worth it? Probably not. Yeah, there's a drop I didn't see, which is why, like I say, no drop there. Why, if I see a small drop coming, I jump, because we keep moving forward if I jump. Well, that one stunk. Surprise jump there where it just did its own thing. Sometimes I can capitalize on it, but not that time. Came pretty close, but not quite. And it sounds like, and we're moving the player. Sounds like the washing machine is done. So what I'd like to do is move the player. Okay, that, again, pointless. Or maybe not. Alright, so safety boat, so we don't fall through the world and die. Alright, so far so good. Let's go to dryer phase. And we're back. And I knew that was kind of pointless, but... well, I screwed up. So I was checking up on the Watch Me Suck at Bowling video. And 91% of the way through, while I was looking at stuff online, I tripped up and moved the player, not micro jumping, moved the player. Anyway, I inadvertently hit the abort button. So that has to process all over again. So while I was at it, I decided, because it would be quick, do the first coat of primer on the cabinets, move the player. So you're going to get an abbreviated dryer phase. Not that the dryer is going to take shorter time, just that I got a timer set. At around 30 minutes or so, Watch Me Suck will be done, and I want to check that video to see that it came out okay. Sometimes I forget to okay, move the player. Sometimes I forget to do things like make the pin cam fill the screen. It starts out like quarter of the size doing overlays, and then have to manually zoom them in to fill the screen. Sometimes I forget, and you get a postage stamp of the action instead of filling the screen like it's supposed to. That, or if there's some blaring technical issue that occurred that messes up the video, then also be checking for that as well. Alright, so this is a climber, so we're going to do this, get rid of this, move the player. So I got the timer set for when Watch Me Suck at Bowling should be done, and then I'll be done this. The dryer's still gonna run, so we got all that extra previous week footage. How about we move the player instead of micro-inch jumping? And how about actually jumping when the button's pressed? Okay, how about, there we go. Of course, I want to move, so we can't. We let it fall that time because probably would have hit that edge. Up here. Place. Oh, I'm trying to place it somewhere it can't go. And chances are it's not going to work when we try that. So, and get rid of the junk. Pressing the X a few times. Hit it frequently because under enough tree cover, if we wait just a hair too long, it'll be enough to spawn monsters. And move the player. Move the player. Break. Can we do anything? Yeah, let it drop there. Wow, I cannot move the player. Will we get to the 40% mark? It seems this game has not been very cooperative as of late. Adding new features like not jumping. As if it was already not doing that pretty well. The player. Death pit? No. Alright, is there a point where the trees can let us move the player? Oh, there's a moment right there. Of course, failed to jump. Why would we successfully do that? Break. Alright, now we get some movable territory. That wasn't too bad. I see what I see up ahead, which I don't like. Although usually those type of mountains usually will allow movement. But can we get around it? Jump! Holy crap, it jumped. Of course, micro jumping, that's the only, that and not jumping at all. Two good things that this is really capable of. Alright, let's see if we can get around this. And we need to eat. And there has to be a roadblock. Can't we just give an answer? Well, actually, kind of did. I would... Yep, we're placing a boat. Place. Place. Like 6 or 7 times I had to tap. Can we turn this way? Can we... Why are we going to the side? Now I won't see any farmers, because I could somewhat use them. Turn. And there's a smithy, so apparently going this way was alright. And we can move the player. How about moving the player? I'm moving the player now. Damn, this game is dumb at times. Junk. When those farmer villagers are needed the most, they... Nice jump! Well, it went over nothing. Wrong side. iron. That's good. I don't think our boots need... Yeah, everything's good. The helmet is the only thing that's taking some abuse. Not a lot. Wow, I pressed jump and it jumped. Finally getting some motion so we can move. Go. So yeah, we're a little limited as to we're gonna lose a little bit of time because when Watch Me Suck at Bowling's done, like I said, I gotta preview it to see how it goes. On the proper side of the 256 border. So what little influence 256 or even any increments thereafter may have has been eliminated. Finally, we get an ocean so we can actually get some distance in. We sorely need that. I don't like seeing that, but I think they've okay, I guess it's just the previews, the tests right now, where the frozen ocean is no longer a thing. So the speed zones that we have are going to be a thing of the past. Although it looks like we're not going to be moving too well anyway. And not move at all. Go. Go. And we're heading in the wrong direction again, but over this way. And into the water we go. And you know what? I think they might have, quote unquote, fixed it. Alright, okay. Yep. No, I don't want to swim. I want to jump. That could have killed me. Go. I don't like the way this works now. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. Come on. Something go right. New idea. Pressing a button. We should react to that. Alright, new thing we can try. We push buttons and they do things. I would like that. And sword. Which means pressing. I can move that up there for now. Got it. Where's the boat? Let's see if we can get some distance in. That helps. Over this way. There we go. My angle was a little off, so we couldn't move there. So, yeah, I can't blame the game on that one. Nice jump. 4 times it did work. Why couldn't we work number 5? Oh, I don't like the way these work now. Move. 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 Oh, wow, these... Wow, this sucks now. Used to love seeing these biomes, now I don't. This is the only way we can move right now. There's no way around it. How about sword? How about not swim when swim was not asked for? Yep, go. Oh, we got a sheet here. Probably get some distance in. Wow, this biome is terrible now. No more free reign. ain't looking forward to these anymore. Actually, I want to go that way. Of course it goes in the water. Yep, we can move the player. Of course, the way I want to go suddenly becomes mountains. I guess we'll go this way. If we can move at all. Just go this way. Wow, why couldn't they just leave good enough alone? Why the one sole patch? Over here. No, I don't want to swim. Can we just do the job? Move it this way. Yep, up. Yeah, we're gonna go past the 256 again. Yep, up. Well, at least the rivers are the same. Those we can look forward to, I guess. Over here. How about jump? How about we stop micro-jumping and start moving the player? Although I don't know why I'm doing that, it's just wasting energy. Do we need any beds? Not really. Time-wise, we're not doing too hot. Okay, move the player. I'm not swinging swords. We're moving the player. Well, that does almost nothing. Alright, the sun's setting, so get a free bed out of this. You know what? It's close to checking up on Watch Me Suck at Bowling anyway, so see you then. And we're back. Was it this way? Yes, it is. Alright. Back from the checking to see that Watch Me Suck at Bowling was okay, and it is. Oh, I really do not like the way this works now. They should have just... I know completely frozen ocean isn't realistic, but I mean, they left some of the screwy mechanics in, like the super fast travel on ice in boats. They should have just left it, left the full-blown ice shelf alone. Back. Hopefully we can make a little progress. Nice jump. We could have made some progress there. That was a jump that just poorly timed. Whatever. Grasping at straws there. Ooh, I pressed jump and jumped. We can now move the player. Yeah, that was too small, but we try anyway. Hey, miracles can sometimes happen, and that definitely was not one there. Pressing X. That it doesn't necessarily have to be mountains for to fall through the snow, and we can move the player. And that was trying to make a jump that really couldn't, and we're jumping, but we're not. And jump. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Of course, the 2 times I press jump, it decides to play swing swords. I did not ask for swing swords. I hit jump. We should have jumped. I hit jump again. Did not jump. Spike biomes are bad. try not to interact with them if it's at all possible. Oh, it looks like it's down the middle. Nice jump! Glad the jump button, as usual, does absolutely nothing. Jumping, jumping, jumping. I wasn't swinging the sword, I was jumping. Move the player. Move the player. Move the player. Wow, I wish I had a win here. Whoa. I think that could have been a pit of death. I'm not sure. I'm not willing to find out. 7770. Jumping, jumping, jumping. I literally pressed that 5 times in the exact same spot, and it jumped the first time and the 5th time. Jumping. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely take not the express elevator down this time. How are we doing with stone? Only 9. Grab a few more pieces, why not? Yeah, a little bit of a speed zone here. Hey, at least those still exist. Move the player. Move the player. Oh, we're not going to. We're in the ice. There. Now we can move the player. How about I jump, and when we press jump... Yeah, I swear this game really does not like jumping. Like I said, even in Windows 10 I press the jump button and it doesn't like doing that. And we're... Okay, we can move the player. We can move the player. And we're already almost 1/10 of the way through the next 1,000. And village. Stop, because I want to be sure not to overshoot anything. And jumping. 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 Ah. Okay, we don't need beds. Moving. Moving. We're not moving the player. Why are we not moving the player? Yes, you. Pressing. Alright, the sun's setting again, and there we go. Might as well get another free bed. We should, if the game wants to cooperate for a change, get to the 7780 kilometer block. Might be a bit of a stretch hitting the 40% of the way through the last million traversable blocks, which would be the 788, no, 7788 608. player. And there wasn't really anything there. Okay, now boat and speed zone. Yeah, I will trade away a little frame rate if the thing would just keep up. Like it used to. I mean, it was like 15 frames per second, but it actually was controllable. Nice jump. We should try jumping next time. Boy, don't I sound like a broken record. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, we are on a half block, so we're not going to fall in. Not interested in the igloo, and yeah, we're in this crap now. Alright, something's got to move. Oh yeah, this biome sucks now. Good, we could actually reach. That actually wasn't too bad, being that we had an exit. Now imagine that, wanting an exit from the glaciers in the ocean. We used to want to see that so you could zoom. Fortunately, the world that I've spawned in on my 50th birthday world, by the way, that 3 years ago is when that happened, and it was also the last time I made a video on that world, but it's not a dead series. Everything's just a giant project right now. Everything. And I do want to wrap up a segment on one of those. So there is a video planned. They said that everything that I want to do now is relatively giant in scope. Am I going to regret going this way? Yeah, when you're out this far, you gotta waggle the boat to move, as if you haven't noticed. We have to break a 5 block per second barrier in order to move forward. If we do not do that, we cannot move forward. That's why the boat's waggled back and forth, so we can move. And okay, I thought it was ending. good it isn't. And this was also apparently a good decision to go this way, as we keep the train moving. It's pretty, but it's also ugly at the same time. Over here. Again, these kind of mountains, it depends. Sometimes they're surprisingly easy to climb. Nice jump. Glad the button worked. Note my sarcasm. Just go for it, because it's there. Alright, that's just a cave. I didn't know if I was looking at a pit of death there. Like, that could have been. Well, we had it going for a bit. Player. Don't want to go too far that way. Move for the player. Actually, we kind of need to eat a little bit. Well, this isn't what I thought it was. Let's just move a little more. Okay, yeah. Not what we want. But if we go a little more this way, because the horizon's a little lower, we gotta kind of guess at it here. Failed to move and failed to jump. It would have just resulted in us getting just slightly further ahead. Not I was gonna make that. Looks like it might end here. Yep. It almost made me think it was going to keep going. Jumping, jumping, jump. Okay, I missed the button that time. Let's see. Nope, too much. Nice jump. Glad the button does absolutely nothing, as it always does. And we don't have a way out. Of course it's not going to work. Get the little breaks like that. It's pretty decent. Jumping. Okay, hit the button again. That might help. Yeah, once in a while when it's actually my fault that it didn't work. Over here. Dave Grohl did a little there. Place. Yep, move the player. Actually over here. Up. Jumping. jumping, jumping, I'm jumping. So this isn't gonna work. Just in case I press jump and jump actually happens, which it did. Nice change of pace. Yep, keep moving. Let's just do this because we can. How many do we have anyway? 33. Move the player. Break. Yeah, whatever. Move the player. Now that's how it's supposed to work. That is how it's supposed to work. Alright, we're halfway through the next 10,000. Not where I wanted. There's absolutely nowhere to go. This was literally pointless. How about sword? Not what I wanted. Again, per usual. Jump. I'm not swinging swords, we're jumping. Now we're on the landmass. We move the player forward. How about we stick over here and jump? Over here. Okay, something needs to work. There we go. More than one position. More than one position. Move the player. So we're going to go this way a little more. Can we just have a way? Jumping. This way. A little more this way. Move the player. player. Player needs to be moving. There we go. The player. And once again, we're not cooperating one bit. Once again, we are not going to make our goal because the game will not cooperate. Nice jump! Very important jump that you failed. Again, another very important jump you failed. Must be nice to have something go your way. Alright, let's use trees again. Break it. Yep, jumping. Jumping. Alright, why can't we just have an answer? There's not a way. I can't make this work. We have to go this way. Oh, I'm not doing that. Bridging that because I don't trust the jump button. Yep, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Move the player. Move the player. That's all you have to do. Not very hard. And okay, we can still move this way. Now if we can jump. Ooh, and do it again. Well, didn't quite work out as planned, but it still went okay. Move the player. That's not gonna work. Do that. Move the player. Break. The player. Ooh, right in front of me even. Too bad it's worthless. We would have captured nothing because we're loaded with junk. And we're going to need to jump. Jump. Let's try it again. No, we want to jump. Jump. Nope, nothing works because it would be wrong if it were to. Move. Take a hit here. I would like to move in the direction of move the player. Move. Eat the food. Stop. Okay, it wasn't a pit of death, but it was important to have stopped. Jump. Move. That wasn't a bad segment right there. Move the player. How about move the player? Doesn't mean we stop moving the player. The player needs to be moving. Move the player. The player's got to move. Break. Break. Ha. Break. Over there, and we can switch this over. How about this? That's going a little too far out of the way over there. So take the little bump over here, which we could have probably have done a lot better. Jumping. How about the boat that I was pressing? And randomly swinging. Go. Exactly 65% of the way there towards at least the minimum goal that I would like to get is 7780. We're micro jumping again, which is 0% usable. Jumping. Imagine I press jump and it would jump. I have zero control over this. Alright, good. Not good. Not where I want. This is not where I want to be. Jumping. Imagine that. Actually do the job. Alright, so just break a few more of these as I can. Hopefully they land where I am. That one. One more XP maybe. Not. And we can break. 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 Ducking, moving, climbing. Oh, not too far. Oh, there's a village. Move the player. fact, it's... Okay, nope, bad. Ooh, it's a smithy even. Now if we can move the player. That's good. That's good. We'll take the extra apples because we can. That's getting a little worn out, and that's about to... No. Re-recording. Pressing. Okay, we are. Something was a little off there. Actually, these villages are generally useless. Not totally, but... There's a couple beds, and hey, another mountain. Why the heck not? Move the player. No jump there. That's not helping. Move the player. Jumping. Wow, imagine if it actually did that for a change. Nope. Yep, player moves now. Player. Nice jump. Glad that didn't work again. Okay, a little further, a little further. Player can move. I like that answer. Wait a minute. Alright, just move the player. That hurt. Alright, let's eat some food. How about move the player? How about move the player? How about move the player? We're not moving the player. That's a problem. We're only 73% of the way there. Six. All right, polar bear is a problem. Wow, we actually got through that. How about sword? Jumping. Of course, jumping, it doesn't want to do that, because that would mean it would do something right. Jumping. Move the player. Move the player. Move the player. Nice jump. You should probably try that next time when I press the jump button. Oh, that gets so fast. That doesn't like to work. Break. Break. How are we doing stone pressing? Pressing. Pressing. Do new thing. Press button. React to. Imagine that. And we are at 57, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. I'll just grab this one to make it a full count. Pressing. Over here. How about moving the player? Well, it looks like we failed yet another mission. Although, in a sense, it may be because I screwed up things with video editing and took a chunk of time out of this to take things, to fix things. So, I guess you can say it's not necessarily entirely can we just have terrain where we can actually move? Well, you know what? Let's move the player. Place. Freaking. Alright, so yeah. 7,778,601. Hey, at least it's something. This is One Way. George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed and have a good one.